The day the ships appeared, the sky turned from blue to black in minutes. It was June 15, 2047. People all over Earth looked up and saw them, huge metal objects that blocked the sun. There were hundreds of them, maybe thousands. Eric Daniels was running his usual 5 miles when the news alerts buzzed on his phone. As a major in the U.S. Army Rangers, he knew what an invasion looked like. This was it. All military personnel report to your stations immediately, said the message. Eric didn't even go home to change. He drove straight to the base in his running clothes. The roads were packed with scared people. Some were crying. Others were taking pictures of the sky. Eric drove on the shoulder to get around them. At Fort Benning, chaos ruled. Soldiers ran in all directions. Phones rang nonstop. Eric found his commander, Colonel Harris, in the war room. Daniel's good. We need our best people, Harris said. His face was pale. Pentagon briefing in 10 minutes. The screen lit up with the face of General Winters. She looked like she hadn't slept. They call themselves the Galactic Empire, she said. 7 alien species working together. They've sent one message: Earth must join them or be destroyed. Eric felt his stomach drop. What are our options, ma'am? Limited. Their tech is at least 200 years ahead of ours. Our missiles can't even reach their ships, said General Winters. A scientist appeared on screen next. Dr. Susan Miller from NASA. We've discovered something interesting, she said. These aliens have a weakness. Their nervous systems are sensitive to certain sound frequencies. Sounds that barely affect us can cause them severe pain. Colonel Harris leaned forward. Can we use this? Maybe, said Dr. Miller, but we need more information. We need someone on their ships. Everyone looked at Eric. Rangers did the impossible missions. Everyone knew that. I'll need a team, Eric said. By evening, Eric had his people. Captain Lisa Morales, a weapons expert who could shoot a fly off a wall at 100 yards. Sergeant John Baker, who knew more about explosives than anyone. And Olivia Wright, who could hack any computer system on Earth, maybe alien ones too. The aliens want to meet our leaders tomorrow, Eric told them. They're sending a shuttle. That's our way in. Lisa checked her gear. How do we get on board? Eric showed them the plans. They're scanning for weapons and tech, but they can't detect our new stealth suits. We hide on their shuttle when they leave. The next day, world leaders gathered in New York. The alien shuttle landed in Central Park. It was silver and shaped like a teardrop. Out came creatures that looked almost human, but with gray skin and eyes too large for their faces. Hidden nearby, Eric and his team watched through binoculars. Now, Eric whispered as the meeting ended. The Rangers activated their suits. The suits bent light around them, making them nearly invisible. They slipped onto the shuttle just before the doors closed. Inside, they pressed against the walls, barely breathing. 3 aliens piloted the craft. They spoke in clicks and whistles. The shuttle took off, rising through the clouds until Earth looked like a blue marble below. Ahead was the biggest alien ship, the size of a city. Stay close, Eric whispered. When the shuttle docked, they followed the aliens out. The main ship was huge inside, with ceilings 30 feet high and corridors that stretched for miles. We need to find their command, Center said Olivia. They walked for an hour, hiding whenever aliens passed by. The ship was full of strange technology. Lights that floated in midair, doors that opened by themselves, floors that moved like rivers. Finally, they found a room filled with screens. Olivia took out her tablet. I can connect to their system, she whispered. Give me time. While she worked, Eric and the others kept watch. The aliens walked by, not seeing them. Some looked like the gray ones from the shuttle. Others had tentacles or too many eyes or skin that glowed. I'm in, Olivia said after 20 minutes. And it's bad news. She showed them the screens. They saw images of planets being destroyed. 12 worlds all turned to ash. They're not here to make friends, said John. They're going to mine Earth until there's nothing left. Look at this, said Lisa, pointing to another screen. It showed aliens working with strange crystals. Their tech runs on these. Eric took Photos of everything. We need samples, he said. They found a lab nearby. Inside, they took small pieces of the crystals and vials of alien blood. An alarm suddenly blared. They've seen us, Eric said. Run! Guards appeared at both ends of the corridor, holding weapons that glowed blue. The Rangers ran down a side passage. The shuttle bay is 3 levels down, Olivia said, looking at her map. They fought their way there. Lisa shot 2 guards with tranquilizer darts. John knocked out 3 more. They reached the shuttles just as more guards arrived. That one. Eric pointed to the smallest shuttle. Olivia, can you fly it? I think so, she said, studying the controls. It's not that different from our simulations. They took off as laser fire hit the shuttle's sides. Olivia punched in commands and the ship shot toward Earth. They're following us, John said, looking at the radar. I have an idea, Eric said. He took out a small device and set it to the frequency Dr. Miller had given them. A high-pitched noise filled the cabin. Behind them, the pursuing ship suddenly veered off course, their pilots in pain. They landed in a remote area of Montana, far from cities. Eric called Colonel Harris on a secure line. We made it back, he said. And we have information. Good work, said Harris. We're sending a team to your location. The president is about to surrender to the aliens. We need whatever you found. Eric turned to his team. The world thinks we're beaten, but they don't know what we know. John nodded. So what's the plan, Major? We fight back, Eric said. These aliens have never met Army Rangers before. As the sun set over the mountains, the 4 Rangers began planning humanity's survival. The Galactic Empire thought Earth would be an easy conquest. They were about to learn how wrong they were. High Admiral Zixvar reached for a control panel. Eric fired, but the bullet bounced off an invisible shield around the alien. Your primitive weapons cannot harm me, the Admiral said. Lisa tried her sound device, but the Admiral's helmet protected him. He pressed buttons on the control panel, and screens lit up around the room. They showed missiles launching from alien bases on Earth. The biogenic weapons will make your planet uninhabitable for humans, Zixvar explained. But the minerals we need will remain. Olivia, can you stop those launches? Eric asked urgently. Olivia was already working at a computer terminal. I'm trying, but the system is locked. The Admiral watched them with what looked like amusement. Your species has been the most troublesome we have encountered in 3,000 years of conquest. But like all the others, you will fall. Eric noticed something. When the Admiral spoke, his helmet vibrated slightly. It had speakers inside. Lisa, Eric said quietly. The helmet. It has speakers for him to talk to us. Lisa understood immediately. She modified her sound device, increasing its power to maximum. Meanwhile, Olivia was deep in the alien computer system. I can't stop the launches, but I might be able to change their targets. Do it, Eric ordered. He needed to keep the Admiral distracted. Why do you do this? Why destroy worlds? Zixvar seemed pleased to explain. Resources, power, the natural order of things. Strong species dominate weak ones. It has always been this way. Not on Earth, Eric said. We learned to work together, to be stronger than any one of us could be alone. The Admiral made a dismissive gesture. Yet here you are, 3 humans alone, facing the might of an empire that spans 50 star systems. We're not alone, Eric said. He nodded to Lisa. She activated her modified sound device, aiming it directly at the Admiral's helmet. The sound would be amplified by the speakers inside. The effect was immediate. Zixvar screamed, a high-pitched wail that hurt their ears. His shield flickered and died as he clawed at his helmet. Now! Eric shouted. Lisa fired her gun. The bullet hit the Admiral's shoulder. Green blood sprayed across the control panel. The alien staggered but didn't fall. You will pay for that, he hissed. He pressed another button, and a weapon emerged from the ceiling, firing energy blasts at them. They took cover behind consoles. The blast destroyed equipment around them. I've redirected half the missiles to hit empty ocean, Olivia called out, still working on the rest. The room was falling apart under the energy weapons fire. Pieces of the ceiling crashed down. Sparks flew from damaged controls. We need to stop him, Eric said. He looked around and saw a piece of equipment that had broken off the wall. It contained one of the blue crystals they had found in Brazil. Eric remembered what Alan had told them. The crystals stopped working near certain earth minerals. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small rock, magnetite that Alan had given each of them. "Cover me," he told Lisa. She fired at the energy weapon, distracting it. Eric ran across the room, dodging blasts. He reached the main control panel where the Admiral was standing. Zixvar tried to grab him, but Eric was faster. He slammed the magnetite against the crystal in the control panel. Sparks flew and all the screens went dark. "No," the Admiral cried. The energy weapon stopped firing. Emergency lights came on, bathing the room in red. "What did you do?" The Admiral demanded. "Cut off your control," Eric said. "Olivia, status?" "System is resetting," she reported. "I have access again, redirecting all missiles now." The Admiral lunged at Eric, his four-fingered hands reaching for Eric's throat. They fought hand to hand, crashing into equipment. The alien was stronger, but Eric was better trained. Lisa tried to get a clear shot, but they were moving too fast. "Eric, get clear." Across the room, Olivia worked frantically at her terminal. "The missiles are changing course, but there's a problem. The Admiral set a self-destruct sequence for this ship. We have 10 minutes. The Admiral laughed, despite being in a fight. "If I die, I'm taking you with me. And the explosion will devastate your northern hemisphere." Eric broke away from the alien's grip. "Lisa, now!" Lisa fired, hitting the Admiral in the leg. He fell to one knee, but still reached for a small device on his belt. "This will accelerate the self-destruct," he threatened. "Your planet dies now." Olivia suddenly shouted, "I found it. The self-destruct can be contained. I can direct the explosion inward instead of outward." The Admiral's eyes widened. For the first time, they saw fear in him. "Impossible." "Watch us," Eric said. He kicked the device from the alien's hand and pinned him down. "Do it, Olivia," Lisa called, keeping her gun aimed at the Admiral's head. Olivia's fingers flew over the controls. "Done. But we have only 5 minutes to get out." Eric looked down at High Admiral Zixvar. "Your empire ends here." The alien's skin had turned a pale blue. "You think this is victory? There are more ships, more admirals. They will come for you." "Let them come," Eric said. "We'll be ready." Lisa handed Eric a small explosive device. "For our friend John." Eric placed the bomb next to the Admiral. It would ensure he didn't escape. "This is from Earth." They ran from the command center as alarms blared throughout the ship. The corridors were chaos, with aliens trying to reach escape pods. 3 minutes, Olivia warned, as they sprinted toward the docking bay where their shuttle waited. They passed injured aliens and damaged systems. The flagship was already falling apart. "There." Lisa pointed to their shuttle, still intact in the bay. They climbed in, and Lisa took the pilot's seat. "Hold on." The shuttle shot out of the bay just as explosions began to rock the flagship. Behind them, the massive alien vessel started to implode, drawing into itself like water down a drain. "It's working," Olivia said in amazement. "The explosion is being contained." They watched from a safe distance as the flagship collapsed inward. There was a flash of light so bright they had to shield their eyes. When they looked again, nothing remained of the massive ship except floating debris. "We did it," Eric said quietly. Lisa set course for Earth. "What about the other alien ships? Won't they attack us?" Olivia checked her computer. "I don't think so. When I was in their system, I saw their command structure. It's rigid. Without the Admiral, they'll be confused, waiting for orders." As they descended through Earth's atmosphere, they saw the battles still raging below. But something was changing. Alien ships were pulling back, retreating from their positions. "They're running," Lisa said. Eric used the radio to contact Dr. Rodriguez. "Alan, the flagship is destroyed. High Admiral Zixvar is dead." "We can see it from here," Alan replied, his voice full of emotion. "The aliens are retreating worldwide." "You did it." They landed at the Montana base an hour later. A crowd was waiting for. The shuttle raced back to Earth. Through the windows, they could see the planet partly covered in smoke. Washington, D.C. was burning. Other cities, too. They're punishing us, Eric said grimly. John lay on the floor, his wound covered with bandages. His face was pale. How long until our sound weapon activates? Olivia checked her computer. 40 minutes, but we need to be on the ground to coordinate the resistance. Lisa piloted the shuttle now. She aimed for their base in Montana. The aliens will be looking for us. We need to be careful. As they entered Earth's atmosphere, 3 alien fighters appeared behind them. They found us, Lisa said, pushing the shuttle to go faster. The fighters fired blue energy beams. Lisa dodged most, but one hit their engine. The shuttle began to shake. We're going down, she warned. Hold on. The shuttle crashed in a forest in Idaho, about 100 miles from their base. The impact was hard. They were thrown against their seats. Everyone okay? Eric asked, unbuckling himself. Lisa and Olivia were bruised but fine. John was worse. The crash had reopened his wound. I'll live, he said through gritted teeth. Eric looked out the window. Those fighters will search for us. We need to move. They left the shuttle, carrying John between them. The forest was thick, giving them cover. They heard the alien ships overhead. There's a town 5 miles east, Olivia said, checking her map. Maybe we can find a vehicle. They walked for an hour, John getting weaker with each step. Finally, they reached a small town called Pine Creek. It was mostly empty. People had fled when the invasion started. Look, Lisa pointed to a garage. Inside was a truck with keys still in it. Our luck is changing, Eric said. They drove north toward Montana. On the radio, they heard news reports. The aliens were bombing major cities around the world. Millions were dead. 15 minutes until the sound attack, Olivia reminded them. Eric used a secure phone to call Dr. Rodriguez. Alan, are the resistance cells ready? Yes, Alan answered. They're in position near every alien base. Once the aliens are down, they'll move in. Be ready for anything, Eric warned. The Empire won't go down easily. The truck sped along empty. In the distance, they saw an alien ship hovering over what used to be Spokane. The city was gone. 10 minutes, Olivia said. John was getting worse. His breathing was shallow. Don't worry about me, he told them. Just finish this. We will, Eric promised. All of us together. Suddenly, the road ahead was blocked by an alien patrol. 3 tall creatures with 4 arms each holding weapons. Stop the truck, Eric ordered. Lisa hit the brakes. We can't fight them, Olivia whispered. Not with John like this. Eric thought quickly. We don't need to. He took out his sound device. 5 minutes early won't matter. He activated the device at full power. The aliens dropped immediately, holding their heads in pain. Drive around them, Eric told Lisa. They passed the fallen aliens. A message came through from all around the world. It was happening. The sound frequency was broadcasting through every alien device. From their truck, they watched as a massive alien ship above them suddenly lurched to one side. Smaller crafts fell from the sky. On the ground, alien soldiers collapsed. It's working, Lisa said. They reached their Montana base an hour later. It was busy with activity. Resistance fighters from all over had gathered there. Dr. Rodriguez ran out to meet them. Get John to the medical tent, he told 2 fighters who took the wounded. Ranger away. Inside the base, screens showed what was happening around the world. Humans were attacking alien positions everywhere. The aliens were recovering from the sound attack, but slowly. They were confused and disorganized. We've taken back 23 cities, Alan reported. But the aliens are fighting back in others. Eric looked at the largest screen. It showed the main alien ship, the size of a city, still orbiting Earth. What about their leader? High Admiral Zixvar, Alan said. He was protected somehow. He sent a message. The screen switched to show an alien with gray skin and large black eyes. He spoke in perfect English. People of Earth, you have shown unexpected resistance. We offer negotiations now. Stop your attacks, and we will discuss terms for peace. Eric laughed without humor. They're losing, so now they want to talk. Lisa, who had been checking on John, returned with bad news. The doctors say John won't make it. His injuries are too severe. Olivia wiped tears from her eyes. We have to finish this. For him. Eric nodded grimly. The Empire doesn't want peace. They want time to regroup. He turned to Alan. What's the status of their flagship? It's still operational, Alan said. But our scans show most of the crew is incapacitated. Eric made his decision. We need to end this now. We'll board their flagship and take out High Admiral Zixvar. That's suicide, Lisa said. Maybe, Eric admitted. But if we leave him alive, he'll just send for reinforcements from their empire. Olivia studied the scans of the flagship. Their shields are weakened from our attack. We could get in. Then that's what we'll do, Eric said. They spent the next few hours preparing. Eric went to see John in the medical tent. His friend was barely conscious. We're going after their leader, Eric told him. We'll finish what we started. John nodded weakly. I know you will. He reached for Eric's hand. It's been an honor, Major. The honor was mine, Sergeant, Eric said, his voice thick. John died an hour later as the Rangers prepared for their final mission. The funeral was brief. They buried John in the Montana woods, marking his grave with his Ranger beret and dog tags. He was the best of us, Eric said simply. Lisa and Olivia stood silent, their faces set with determination. John's death had hardened their resolve. They had a new shuttle now, captured from the aliens during the worldwide counterattack. Alan had figured out how to fly it, and he would take them to the flagship. The Resistance has won battles in over 60 countries, Alan told them as they prepared to leave. But as long as that flagship is operational, the war isn't over. Eric checked his weapons one last time. Then let's end it. The shuttle took off at midnight. As they rose through the clouds, they could see fires burning across America. The battle for Earth was still raging. The flagship has moved to a higher orbit, Alan said, adjusting their course. They're staying out of range of our fighters. The massive alien ship came into view. It was damaged from their sonic attack, with parts of it dark and powerless. Most of the crew should still be affected by the sound, Olivia said. But their leaders likely have protection. How do we find the Admiral? Lisa asked. The command center will be at the heart of the ship, Eric said. We go there. Alan brought their shuttle into a damaged docking bay. The doors were partly open, stuck from the attack. They squeezed through in their spacesuits. Inside, the flagship was chaos. Aliens lay on the floor, some still clutching their heads. Others wandered in confusion. None noticed the three humans moving through their midst. This way, Olivia said, following a map she had made from their previous visit to an alien ship. They moved deeper into the vessel. As they got closer to the center, they found aliens who seemed unaffected by the sound attack. These wore special helmets that must have blocked the frequency. We'll have to fight from here, Eric warned. The Rangers moved carefully, using their stealth suits when possible. When they had to fight, they did it quickly and quietly. Lisa's aim was perfect. Eric's combat skills were unmatched. Olivia guided them through the massive ship. After an hour, they reached a large door with guards outside. That must be it, Eric whispered. They took down the guards with sound devices, but the noise alerted others. Alarms blared throughout the ship. They know we're here, Lisa said. Doesn't matter, Eric replied. We've come too far to stop now. The door required a code. Olivia worked on bypassing it while Eric and Lisa held off the approaching aliens. The fight was intense. Lisa was hit in the shoulder but kept firing. Got it! Olivia shouted as the door slid open. They rushed inside and sealed it behind them. This was the command center, filled with screens and control panels. And at the center stood High Admiral Zixvar himself. The alien was taller than the others, with skin that shifted colors like oil on water. He wore a helmet that protected him from their sound weapons. Humans, he said in his perfect English, you have caused me quite a lot of trouble. We're just getting started, Eric told him. The Admiral sighed, a strange whistling sound. You forced me to take drastic measures. Even now I have ordered the release of biogenic weapons that will cleanse your planet of all human life. Olivia rushed to a control panel. He's right. I'm seeing launch preparations. Stop it, Eric demanded, pointing his gun at the Admiral. Sixavar laughed. You cannot stop what has already begun, but I can offer you one last chance to save some of your people. Surrender now, and I will allow a small number of humans to live as our servants. Eric looked at Lisa and Olivia. They didn't need words to communicate. They had already decided. No, Eric said simply. Humanity doesn't surrender. The Admiral's color darkened to a deep red. Then you will all die. The Montana wilderness hid the Rangers well. 3 weeks had passed since their escape from the alien ship. They set up base in an old mining tunnel, far from alien scanners. The world above had changed. The Galactic Empire now had bases in every major city. Eric looked at their small team. Besides his Rangers, they had Dr. Alan Rodriguez, a scientist who studied alien life. He was short with thick glasses, but his mind was sharp. These blood samples are fascinating, Alan said, looking through a microscope. Their nervous systems use crystals, not just cells like ours. Lisa Morales cleaned her rifle nearby. Can we use that against them? Yes, Alan nodded. The sound frequency hurts them because it makes these crystals vibrate. I can make weapons that use this. John Baker spread a map on the table. The aliens have 5 main bases on Earth. The biggest is in the Amazon rainforest. Olivia Wright typed on her laptop. She had hacked into satellite feeds to watch alien movements. They're mining something there. Lots of ships coming and going. Eric studied the images. That's our first target. We need to test these sound weapons in the field. Alan showed them his work. He had built devices that looked like flashlights, but sent out sound waves instead of light. These will stun the aliens for about 10 minutes. Don't get too close or you'll get headaches too. We leave tonight, Eric said. They flew a small plane with stealth tech to Brazil. The Amazon base was huge, with alien ships landing every hour. Trees were cut down for miles around, machines dug deep into the earth. They're taking metals we don't even have names for, Alan said, scanning with a device. Elements not on our periodic table. The Rangers put on their stealth suits and moved toward the base. Guards patrolled the edge, tall aliens with 4 arms. Ready? Eric whispered. Lisa and John nodded. They pointed Alan's sound devices and turned them on. The aliens couldn't hear the noise, but they felt it. They fell to the ground holding their heads. It works, John said. Eric led them into the base. Inside were maps of Earth with marked mining spots. Olivia took pictures of everything. They also found strange crystals, glowing blue and green. Take those, Alan said through their radio. I need to study them. As they gathered the crystals, an alarm sounded. More guards came running. Time to go, Eric said. They fought their way out, using the sound weapons when they could. At the edge of the base, a larger alien blocked their path. It wore armor and the sound weapon didn't work on it. The helmet must block the sound, Lisa said. John threw a small explosive. The blast knocked the alien's helmet off, and Lisa hit it with the sound. The alien fell. They made it back to their plane just as ships took off to search for them. Back in Montana, they studied what they had found. These crystals are their computer systems, Alan explained. But look what happens when I put them near this. He showed them a rock. It's a common earth mineral called magnetite. The crystals stop working near it. Eric saw the opportunity. So their technology has a weakness. 2 weaknesses, Alan said. Sound hurts their bodies and this rock hurts their tech. For the next month, they raided alien bases across the world. Each time they learned more and gathered more materials. Other resistance groups joined them. Soon they had a small army hidden in bases around the world. Then one day, Olivia made a big discovery. They have a main communication hub on the moon, she said, showing them satellite images. All their ships connect to it. If we could get into that system, we could send the sound frequency to every alien at once, Eric finished. John whistled. That's a big if. How do we get to the moon? We steal a shuttle, Lisa said simply. Eric nodded. Exactly. But first we need to know more about that moon base. They sent drones with cameras to watch the moon. The images showed a large base on the dark side. Shuttles came and went every few hours. The security will be tight, Eric said. But all systems have flaws. Alan and Olivia worked together to find those flaws. They studied the alien tech they had stolen and found a pattern in how the shuttles communicated with the base. They send an ID code, Olivia explained. I think I can copy it. 2 days later, they were ready. They had taken over a small alien outpost in Nevada and captured a shuttle. Eric and his team prepared to board it. This is our most dangerous mission yet, Eric told them. The moon base is their brain. If we succeed, we can cripple them all at once. Lisa checked her weapons. No pressure then. John had packed special explosives that would work in space. Olivia had computers to hack their systems. Dr. Rodriguez will coordinate from here, Eric said. He'll relay information to resistance cells worldwide. When we send the signal, they need to be ready to attack. Alan nodded seriously. Be careful, up there. We only get one shot at this. The shuttle took off at night. Olivia flew it, following the path other alien shuttles used. As they approached the moon, she sent the copied ID code. Will it work? John whispered. The radio crackled. Alien, voices responded in their clicking language. They're giving us landing instructions, Olivia said with relief. The moon base was bigger than they expected. It was built into a crater with domes covering it. They landed in a bay with 20 other shuttles. Suits on, Eric ordered. They put on spacesuits over their stealth suits. The air on the base was not made for humans. They left their shuttle and entered the base. It was busy with aliens of all 7 species moving around. The Rangers stayed invisible, following signs that Olivia translated. The main control room should be that way, she pointed. They walked for an hour through the base. It was like a city, with thousands of aliens working. Finally, they found a door with guards outside. That must be it, Eric said. Lisa took out her sound device and pointed it at the guards. They collapsed, and the Rangers slipped inside. The control room was huge, with screens covering the walls. Maps of Earth showed their mining operations. Another screen showed ships around the solar system. Look at that, John said, pointing to a number. They have over 10,000 ships. We never had a chance in a fair fight. Good thing we don't fight fair, Eric said. Olivia, find the communication system. Olivia went to work on the alien computers. Their language is complex, but the math is the same. I'm getting in. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed everywhere. They know we're here, Lisa said, readying her weapon. Keep working, Eric told Olivia. We'll hold them off. Aliens rushed into the room. Eric, Lisa, and John fought back, using their sound weapons and guns when needed. The fight was hard. The aliens kept coming. I need 5 more minutes, Olivia shouted over the noise. You've got it, Eric said, firing at more incoming guards. The battle raged. John was hit by an alien weapon. The blast burned through his suit. John, Lisa cried out. I'm okay, he gasped, though he clearly wasn't. Finish the mission. Eric and Lisa stood over him, fighting off aliens from all sides. The room was filling with them now. Got it, Olivia finally yelled. Uploading the sound frequency now. On. Her screen, a progress bar, moved slowly across. 20%, 40%, 60%. Hurry, Eric said. Lisa was hit in the arm but kept fighting. 80%, 90%, 100%. Done, Olivia shouted. Now we need to get out of here, Eric said. He helped John up while Lisa covered them. As they made their way back to the shuttle bay, they got a message from Earth. Dr. Rodriguez's voice came through their radios. Major Daniels, the aliens have started bombing Washington, D.C. They're not waiting anymore. Eric looked at his team. John was badly hurt. Lisa was bleeding. Olivia was exhausted. When will the sound attack start? He asked. It's set for 1 hour from now, Olivia said. It will hit every ship and base at once. Eric nodded grimly. Then we need to get back to Earth. The real fight is just beginning. 6 months passed since the destruction of the alien flagship. Earth was healing, but slowly. Cities were being rebuilt. The dead were mourned and remembered. Eric Daniels stood at the window of his new office in the Pentagon. The building had been partly destroyed in the invasion, but it was one of the first things Americans rebuilt, a symbol that they would not be broken. "Major Daniels?" A voice called from the door. "They're ready for you." Eric smiled at his assistant. "It's Colonel. Now remember?" "Sorry, sir," the young soldier said. "Hard to keep track with all the promotions lately." Eric understood. The war had changed everything. Those who fought were now leaders in the new world. He walked down the hallway to the meeting room. Inside waited Lisa Morales, now a major herself, and Olivia Wright, who had been given a special rank as head of Earth's new technology division. "They're late," Lisa said, checking her watch. "They're aliens," Olivia reminded her. "They have a different sense of time." Eric took his seat at the head of the table. "Hard to believe, isn't it? 6 months ago we were fighting them. Now we're meeting them as equals." The door opened and Dr. Alan Rodriguez entered with 3 aliens. But these were not from the Galactic Empire. These were different, blue-skinned with 4 eyes and slender bodies. "Colonel Daniels," Alan said formally, "may I present Ambassador Korak of the Free Worlds Alliance." The lead alien bowed slightly. "Colonel, Major, Director, it is an honor to meet the humans who changed the balance of power in our galaxy." Eric gestured for them to sit. "Welcome to Earth, Ambassador. I understand you've come a long way." 22 light years, Korak confirmed. "A journey we could not have made openly while the Empire controlled this sector." Olivia leaned forward, interested. "Your ships use the same crystal technology as the Empire's." "Similar but more advanced," the ambassador said. "We have been free from the Empire for 3 centuries, long enough to develop our own path." Alan set up a holographic projector, salvaged from an alien ship. It showed a map of the galaxy with hundreds of stars marked in different colors. "The blue stars are the free worlds," Korak explained. "The red are still under Empire control. The green are contested." Eric studied the map. The Empire still controlled most of the galaxy. "Why has the Empire not crushed your alliance?" "Distance, resources, and rebellion," Korak said. "What you did here has inspired others. 10 more worlds have risen up since your victory." Lisa pointed to Earth on the map, isolated at the edge. "We're vulnerable here." "Yes," the ambassador agreed. "But you have something no other world does." "What's that?" Eric asked. "You," Korak said simply. "Humans are unique in our experience. Other species have physical advantages or technological ones, but humans have something else. A combination of traits we have not seen before." Alan brought out reports and laid them on the table. "Ambassador Korak has shared information about the other species in the galaxy. It's fascinating." "Your determination is remarkable," Korak continued. "Most species surrender when facing overwhelming odds. It is logical, but humans calculate differently. You value freedom over survival." "And we're stubborn," Lisa added with a slight smile. "Indeed," the alien agreed. "But there is more. You also collaborate effectively. Many species can fight, but they fight alone. Humans form bonds, work together, sacrifice for each other. It makes you formidable in ways the Empire does not understand." Eric thought about John Baker, who gave his life for their mission, about the resistance fighters worldwide who fought against impossible odds. "What does your alliance want from us?" he asked directly. Korak's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "An alliance, exchange of technology, and eventually, if you are willing, human representatives in our council. Your perspective would be valuable." The meeting continued for hours. They discussed technology, defense systems, the structure of galactic politics. Earth had inherited advanced alien tech from the defeated Empire forces, but they were still far behind. "The Empire will return," Korak warned as the meeting ended. Not soon. They have lost face and must deal with new rebellions, but they will not forget this defeat. We'll be ready, Eric promised. After the aliens left, Eric, Lisa, Olivia, and Alan remained. What do you think? Eric asked them. I think we need their help, Olivia said. Their technology is centuries beyond what we captured from the Empire. Lisa was more cautious. Can we trust them? We've already been invaded once. They could have attacked any time in the past if they wanted to, Alan pointed out. And they risked coming here to meet us. Eric nodded. We proceed carefully, but we proceed. Humanity can't hide from the galaxy now. We're part of something bigger. The next day, Eric visited Arlington National Cemetery. A new section had been created for those who died fighting the invasion. John Baker's grave was there, along with thousands of others. Eric placed a small stone on John's headstone. A ranger. Tradition. We did it, John, he said quietly. We won. And now we're going to the stars. A week later, the president announced the alliance with the free worlds to the public. There was fear, but also excitement. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and survived. Construction began on Earth's first interstellar ships, using alien technology, but built by human hands. They would be ready in 5 years. 3 months after that, Eric was called to a secret facility in Nevada. Olivia met him at the entrance, excited. We've done it, she said. The first working faster-than-light engine built on Earth. Inside, a team of scientists and engineers had been working with the alien crystals. They had created something new, a hybrid of human and alien technology. It's more efficient than the Empire design, Olivia explained. And we added safeguards they never thought of. Eric watched as they tested the engine. It hummed with power, bending light around itself. How soon until we can put it in a ship? He asked. 2 years, not 5, Olivia said proudly. We're learning. Fast. Earth was changing rapidly. Cities were rebuilt with new materials. Energy was now clean and abundant thanks to alien tech. Medicine had advanced, curing diseases that once seemed hopeless. But the military advanced fastest of all. Earth's new defense force, created from armies around the world, trained with alien weapons. Orbital platforms watched for any sign of the Empire's return. 1 year after the invasion, a ceremony was held at the restored White House. Eric, Lisa, and Olivia stood with other heroes as the president unveiled a memorial to those lost in the war. We will never forget, the president said, and we will never again be unprepared. After the ceremony, Eric found Lisa looking up at the night sky. Thinking about what's out there? He asked. She nodded, wondering where we'll go first, what we'll find. Whatever it is, I hope we're ready, Eric said. We will be, Lisa assured him. The Rangers always are. 6 months later, Eric was appointed commander of the first human ship that would travel to the Free Worlds Alliance. The ship was named Ranger, in honor of those who fought first. I want you both with me, he told Lisa and Olivia as they toured the nearly completed vessel. Wouldn't miss it, Lisa said. She had become his second in command. Olivia nodded eagerly. The things we'll learn out there. Dr. Rodriguez joined their crew as chief science officer. 500 others would go with them, soldiers, scientists, diplomats. The best Earth had to offer. The day of launch came 2 years after the invasion. Crowds gathered to watch humanity's first step into the wider galaxy. The ship rose silently, its alien engines powerful but nearly silent. As Earth shrank below them, Eric thought about how far they had come, from fighting for survival to reaching for the stars in just 2 years. Course set for the Alliance capital, Lisa reported from her station. 22 light years, Olivia added. We'll be there in 20 days. Eric gave the order. Engage the drive. The stars stretched around them as the ship jumped to faster-than-light speed. Humanity had entered a new age. In the years that followed, Earth became a key member of the EU, Free Worlds Alliance. Human ships explored dozens of star systems, colonies were established, trade routes opened. and the Empire watched from a distance, wary of the species that had handed them their first defeat in 3,000 years. 10 years after the invasion, Eric stood on the bridge of a much larger ship, now an admiral. They were on patrol near what had once been Empire territory. "Sir," a sensor operator called out, "we're detecting Empire ships approaching the border." "How many?" Eric asked calmly. 5 cruisers, heavily armed." Eric exchanged glances with Lisa, who was now captain of her own ship in the same fleet. "Open a channel," Eric ordered. An alien face appeared on screen. An Empire commander, his gray skin and large eyes familiar from a decade ago. "This is Admiral Eric Daniels of the Earth Defense Force. You are approaching Alliance space." The alien commander studied him. "We remember Earth, the first world to defeat an Imperial fleet. And we'll do it again if necessary," Eric said evenly. For a long moment the alien was silent. Then he nodded slightly. "Perhaps another day, Admiral. We are merely observing." The Empire ships turned and moved away. Later, Eric and Lisa met. "In his ready room. They're testing us," Lisa said, "seeing if we've grown soft." "They'll be back," Eric agreed. "But we'll be ready." Lisa smiled. "The Rangers always are." Earth had changed forever on that day when alien ships first darkened the sky. Humanity had faced extinction and found strength they never knew.